And we're back.
In the...
Sorry.
Yes, we are. And someone's hungry. You can't see it, but I've got a lap full of German Shepherd right now.
Yeah, she wants attention.
Take me to the place where I come from. The only place where I really belong. Take me 'cause this voyage seems so long. Back to you. Ooh.
Today is day one of our 2025 Great Alaskan Adventure.
The unplanned trip.
The unplanned trip, yes. This is going to be the unscripted, unplanned.
Yes. Alaska Unscripted.
Unscripted, yeah, that's
There
true.
you go.
Very much
Tagline,
unscripted.
Alaska Unscripted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, it's been a crazy couple weeks. Take number 4.
Take number 4. So, we've been in the rig about 2 months, and really surprisingly to me, it did not take but 2 weeks before you and I looked at each other almost at the same time and said, this really feels like home. This does not feel strange. This feels like our new normal.
Yeah, this is our new normal. And that being said, it's a lot different than being in a house, too.
Oh, sure.
And we're getting used to it. We're still, like, moving stuff and trying to figure out where stuff is going to go. We pretty much have, I'd say 90% of everything put away. Mm-hmm. Now, and then there's a garage. So if you're in the front part of the rig, it's pretty calm. Like, we have places that things go on a daily basis. We have things where things go on road mode, right? So like you'll see that normally there would be monitors behind me, but there's not because they're in road mode today.
Right. So we've got there. We've overpacked, I think, a little bit with the express idea of on the road as we go. We're going to figure out that we don't need things, and we have pretty much. I pull in with the dually into any of the donation places in Raleigh, and they shudder and say, "No more, we beg you." Yeah. So we're finding new donation places on the road now to get rid of stuff.
Well, we may have shown up with the dually and a U-Haul at one of them the other day, and the poor guy was like, "Oh my God, no! Please tell me the U-Haul's not full." And we're like, "Yes, of course it is."
Yes.
The back of the dually is going to the dump.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So we're a little overstuffed right now, but I think that it's going to get a little better as we figure out what we need and don't need. And we'll be back in Raleigh in October for dentist appointments and things like that. So we'll have a chance to offload and find different stuff that we think we need.
Yeah, and my goal is if we haven't touched it by the time we're back in Raleigh again, it's not going back out again with us.
Right.
I mean, there's no reason at that point. Well, I mean, I'm not talking like cold weather gear. Obviously, we might need some cold weather gear that we haven't touched in 6 months. But like, if we have dishes we haven't touched in 6 months, we're probably not going to touch them in the next 6 months.
Right. So all in all, it's been pretty good. I think one of the surprises has been, even though we're vacuuming every day, how much you have to vacuum with a dog that kind of says something about why we got rid of the carpets in the house and put hardwoods in right before we left.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that much dog hair.
Right.
And like, I vacuumed right before we put the slides in today, and I have glitter all over the floor, puppy glitter.
Right.
So it is what it is, and that's going to be our lives.
Yep. So, but other than that, it's felt very normal. Coming back to the RV has become home and things like that. So,
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a problem living in this amount of space by any means. If anything, there's times that I feel like it's too big.
Well, that just sets us up for pulling an Iron Irene and changing our rig in 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, no.
B-class, here we come.
Yeah, B-class here. No.
Maybe when they buy a big motorhome, we can buy their B-class, whatever they're going to break in for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
But anyway, we digress.
Digress. Yeah. So the other big news is that we told you our house was up for sale. And as of Friday, it is actually under contract. Woo! So it's not completely empty. I think we did talk about that because it's not completely empty. We have most of the stuff is out of it. I think that's where we got last time when she jumped on me. Most of the stuff is out of it, but there is still some stuff that we have to get out. So we're going to need to go back to Raleigh one more time, or at least one of us is going to need to go back to Raleigh one more time to empty the house out completely, so that the new owners don't have all my sewing stuff in it still.
And we've got due diligence doesn't expire for about 2.5 weeks, and we don't want to take the staging
out
down until we know we're past due diligence, because if they back out for any number of reasons, then we want to be able to put it back on the market. So we're not completely Alaska bound yet, but we do happen to know all the possible ways of getting from Alaska and Fairbanks back to Raleigh on Delta, American, and United. Because we're going to be taking at least one of them.
Oh, you can do Air Alaska too, or Alaska Air, whichever way that one goes. But yeah. So this is going to be a fun summer, and my dad's putting pressure on us to tell him when to book his tickets.
Yes. For all the other people who are going to Alaska who have very detailed trips and things in Notion and mileposts marked up, we are going completely unscripted. Other than all the research that she's done over the last 2 years, it is all in here.
It's on a spreadsheet.
And we are going to play it by ear getting to Alaska. So come along and watch the chaos, because we don't know where we're going or what we're doing past a week out.
Right now, flying by the seat of my pants seems to be working okay for me.
It's really working pretty good. So that'll be fun, and we can figure that out. And I did not buy an 8-spring leaf spring, extra spring, mostly because the basement's so full I have no place to put it, and I couldn't afford the weight anyway.
Yeah. Once again, it just means that we'll get to stay somewhere longer if one has to be shipped in.
That's right.
So we're just it's all gonna be okay. The one thing that I wish we had time to do, that we just kind of ran out, is we were going to put a couple more solar batteries in.
Right.
And we did not get that done.
No.
So that is the one thing that I wish that we had done.
Right.
We were going to try to stop by our favorite solar place on the way out of Raleigh, today we were planning on doing today. We were going to go to Eco-Ethic and try to pick up a couple of solar batteries, and we just couldn't make it.
Just couldn't make it. So that's the next thing.
Yeah.
The good news or bad news is we'll be using our generator a lot. Good news is that it means that when we get back, we'll have the money from the house to actually put the big system on and do it once, rather than having to do it in a couple of pieces. So stay tuned for that. Later this fall, we'll be putting on...
and we'll be going back to North Carolina to do it, because we're going to do it with Eco-Ethic.
Absolutely. So I've got 2 Quattros, about another 2 kilowatts of panels, and probably about, I don't know, probably 10 to 15 kilowatt hours of batteries with my name on them. So we'll figure that one out. But so you said something right. We've been dealing with Brinkley. You want to talk for a minute? We've had a couple of really good interactions with Brinkley. The rig's 2 months old.
I've been really kind of surprised at how well they react to things.
Oh yeah.
Like, they want proof of what's going on, more to make sure that they're giving you the right part than anything else. Like, we have a crack in our countertop in our bathroom.
Right.
Not a problem. They'll like, we'll ship it to you, right? I'm the one that put the hold on that today, because I'm like, I don't really have anywhere for you to ship it to me at the moment. And I mean, it's not going to break completely, hopefully. When we go to Alaska, it may.
Right. It looks surface. We noticed it the day after we picked it up. It was a really, really tiny little, almost faint line, and over the next 2,000 miles, it grew longer.
Yeah, it's about 8 inches long now. So it's definitely a crack that goes all the way through the surface.
Right.
I don't think it's a surface crack, but it's I don't think it's going to stop functioning as a counter,
Right.
just because
Well,
it's cracked.
And they've been, you know, in all our interactions with them, my feeling has been very much what you said of, let's make sure you got the right one, you've got the right model, we're getting you the right piece. It's a lot of different names for the stuff. I've never gotten the feeling from them that it's, pushback on, no, we don't want to ship this to you. It's always, let's make sure we get you the right thing.
And
right?
it's warranted, and take it to your dealer, which they want us to take it to the dealer because it's warranted, and they don't want us to have to pay for it to get it fixed. And that, unfortunately, our dealer is 1,200 miles from North Carolina. So we're going to end up probably paying for an RV tech to come out and do some of this stuff. Some of it, they're letting us fix ourselves.
Right.
And some of it, they don't know that we figured out how to fix already.
Right. So as a plug for that, one of the things that we ran into was that our slide, our pull-out tray, that's now the Brinkley pull-out tray. It's not a More-Ride anymore, but one of the Brinkley pull-out trays on the utility side of the camper was jammed and wasn't quite working right, and we thought there was a defect. And I did the old trick of pulling out the pulling and lifting, and like you would a kitchen cabinet at home, and I figured out that it just wasn't quite installed right, and it needed a washer someplace so the rollers to line up. And I've got a video of that coming here in the next couple of weeks. That'll be hopefully a quick video, but if you want to see what the issue was and how I fixed it, stay tuned and be watching for that video. So, but it's been stuff like that, right? They've been very, very responsive in their questions.
They have. I mean, they've always gotten back to us. I'm a girl that if it's not something that's safety related, I'm probably going to send you an email just because I don't need to be the most important person in your day. I just need an answer. They tend to react a little bit better and be able to handle things better if you call them.
Right.
So they are really set up to be a call center and not an email center.
Right.
They will eventually email us back.
Right. Like I had a couple suspension torque questions, right? I was down doing the 3,000 mile service on the suspension and tightening things, and I had a question about torque values, and it took them a couple of days to get back to me via email, but I didn't need an answer. By gosh, right now I had 2 weeks, but the things when we called them. So I think you're right. The tech tip or the top tech tip Tuesday is to call them if you need service right away. But if you can wait a couple of days, then the email gets
and they're triaging it, and it's not
right.
And that's fine. I'm okay with them not answering me for a couple of days for most of the things that we've gotten. And I mean, the water one, they did it immediately. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I'm replacing the black flush inlet port for the rear tanks. I'll have to be doing that next weekend, so watch for that one. We were flushing the tanks and realized that it was leaking under the kitchen where it comes in through the sidewall under the kitchen cabinet. So told them, and they sent me the replacement part for that, so I got to figure that out. So that one's coming too.
And this is a lesson for you that, I mean, we had already bought the water sensors. We just hadn't installed them yet.
That's right.
I just installed them yesterday. This happened a couple weeks ago, right? But it's also a lesson to go ahead and get those things installed. Make sure you have water sensors underneath all your what are those things called? Make sure you have water sensors under all of your sinks. Make sure there's one down in your basement, right? Because the last thing you want to do is find out after you've had a huge water issue that there was water. We knew immediately that it was flooding under our sink.
Right. I'm not sure why, but somehow we got fortunate, and we
I just happened to open the door and there was water running down the side, and I was like, I thought I had done something washing dishes. So we were trying to see, if it was watertight up in the sink, and then when he sat down on the floor and started looking at it, we could see the water coming in from outside. Right. And it was the first time we had ever done a black tank flush on the back. Right. So there's going to be things like that. And it was minor. I mean, we didn't get that much water in here. We probably got a cup of water underneath our sink.
Yeah. Yeah,
All total.
it was really, really quick.
Yeah.
So it's things like, I feel like I'm forever adjusting the cabinets, especially after you hit a really big pothole, and then you come in and you go to open the cabinets and they bang. When you go to close them, you got to close them left, right, or right, left. You can't close them together. And so far, every road trip we've made, I found one cabinet that then has to be adjusted, but it's a different cabinet all the time, right? So that says something about my pothole avoidance algorithm.
Yeah, yes, it does. Probably, yeah.
So it's been stuff like that. But all in all, after 2 months, I think we're really happy, aren't we?
Yeah,
I mean, still.
I would do it again.
And oh, by the way, how many people have come by in campgrounds have we met with? Oh, you have a Brinkley.
Yeah, just walking in. I mean, you were in the truck. He was on a telecon, and I was walking out of the check-in here, and two people sitting out on the porch went, "Oh, nice rig."
Right.
And we get that a lot, and it is a nice rig.
Right.
I mean, you can tell when we're pulling in that everything is new. The truck's new. The toy hauler's new,
Right.
And it's big, and they are eye-catching.
Right. And let's take a break and say thank you to all the people watching who have met us in the campground and have subscribed to the channel. We appreciate you subscribing. Thank you very much.
It's been fun. It has been fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things like, if you're ever going to do this and do a YouTube channel, go ahead and have the business cards printed so that when people say, "Oh, what's your channel?" you could just hand it to them.
Right.
Or a sticker or a magnet.
Or make the channel name much smaller than 48 characters.
Okay, so I'm not good with naming things. I did that with my company too. You knew that. You could have definitely chimed in.
The number of people who grab a little sheet of paper and they say, "Oh, I'll write your channel name," and we look at them and say, "Yeah, that's not big enough." They go, "Oh, it's okay, I'll write small." Wandering trails. Oh, that's good. Wait, there's more.
Wagging tails.
Yes, and more. I feel like a Bob Newhart skit.
Yeah.
Oh, there's still more.
There's still more. Yeah, flip it over. Keep going.
So thank you for watching. So where are we? We're in Wytheville.
We're in Wytheville, Virginia, which is kind of the crossroads of Western Virginia.
That's right.
Not to be confused with West Virginia. But, yeah, so...
Also known as Gas Heaven.
Gas Heaven. Well, it always has been with your family. His family lives in Western Pennsylvania, so coming to North Carolina, it was always the place with cheap gas. So we've always known where Wytheville is.
Right. And we're in a KOA here.
We're in the KOA here in Wytheville. I have to say, the actual KOA is awesome. It's wide open, easy to park. There's lots of campsites. I mean, there's got to be 100 campsites here. And almost all of them are pull-through.
And we're at the Wytheville KOA Wytheville Holiday.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. The pucker factor moment is getting off the interstate and driving in. And you know how when you're driving in your regular car and Google decides that it can save you 4 seconds on a 9-hour trip by routing you through a neighborhood, and all of a sudden you're headed down and there's cars on both sides of you? This place is down a back street through a neighborhood with a cart path for a road.
Yeah, it would be hard for anyone to pass us. It is marked dead end when you come in on it. Now, there's really good signs. They did a great job with putting signs out so that you knew how to get back in here.
Right.
And once you get to the campground, it opens wide up and it's easy to park. The campground itself is big rig friendly.
The driveway's not so much.
Well, yeah, the road coming in is canopied. It was manicured. I mean, It was cut up to where it wasn't hitting the top of the rig.
Right. But I'm pretty sure some of those wires were 13 feet 7 inches.
Yeah. Some of them we were looking at going, are we going to catch?
Right. And Lord help you if one of the neighbors on that driveway are having a party and they've got cars parked on the road.
Yeah, I don't know that we could pass another camper coming towards us.
Oh, no.
It would be a definite pull very over to the side and hope you were somewhere that it was wide. Although that is a semi coming in through here. There's someone with a really big rig coming in.
Wonder if that's Sonia and David.
Oh, it could be. I don't know where they are right now. So, yeah.
So anyway, if you're coming here, and you start thinking, uh-oh, what did we do? Is this the wrong place?
Just keep
just look for
following
the
the
KOA
signs.
signs and follow them. And then it opens up kind of like a sunlit field at the end
it's
of
like-
the canopy. And it's like, oh,
The birds
good. We're not going to have
sing.
to back it down a 90-degree alley to get out of here.
Yeah, I think that's our biggest fear is that we're going to get in somewhere. Well, we have gotten in some places that we should not have been,
Right.
and somehow got out of them. Like
Right.
we got into a parking lot at one point that they were taking bets on whether or not we were getting out of it inside the gas station. We did get out of it without hitting anything.
Right. So we hope
Yeah.
it was pouring down rain when we got in. We got in, opened the slides, got electricity hooked up, and got out. So we don't have any video of that, but I'm hoping that tomorrow morning the weather's going to be a little nicer. The rain's starting to stop, so I'll get video of the campground on my daily walk with Ada.
And we can go to Alaska now
And we can go to Alaska now.
because we have the plate for the back of the trailer.
That's right. We're
We're finally legal.
legal. So after we have a separate video on that,
We're gonna have a separate
that's
video.
coming, but after 8 weeks, we do have plates on the car or
It'll
on the
be-
trailer.
Yeah, it'll be all things DMV related. Plates, license,
Right.
all,
So
all
that's true.
licenses.
We both have our Class A licenses.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a video on, probably the plate video on that, talking
Yeah.
about the process. We have figured out in North Carolina, and we can answer the question, what does it take to get an RV Class A, and how the rules seem to be conflicting. So we decompose all of that and tell you our experiences. So, and we have figured out a way for you to get it without breaking the law.
Yes.
So, for best law-abiding tips, stay tuned.
Well, we are not a legal channel. We are not giving you any advice in a legal manner.
That's right. That's right. Your mileage may vary.
Your
Talk to an
mileage may
attorney, hire someone.
Try to talk to the DMV, but most of them can't answer the question. So yeah.
That's right. But anyway, okay. So tomorrow we are on to Dayton.
Yes, we are. Well, we're actually going to. I think it's North Charleston, Ohio, which is near Springfield.
Right.
Is where we're going to be staying, and then I am going to be working in Dayton for a couple days. Outside of Dayton, I'm helping open up a showroom for the company that I work for. I'm doing their grand opening. That should be fun. That's actually why we're going to that area. And then because we were in that area, somebody else found out that he could work from Cincy. So
She's going to be working. I'm going to fly. I'm going to drive down to Cincinnati and work for a day, fly to D.C., come back, work in a day in Cincinnati, and then we'll go on. And the week after that, we're going to be in Western Chicago.
Yep.
Or we'll be west of Chicago, and I'm going to have a couple of days there working while you're doing support. So
While I'm doing my job in the trailer with my girl. And then after that, we're gonna see what we're doing. But the plan is still to head to Alaska. And
So we're going to get as far west as Chicago, and depending on what happens with the volcanoes, we're either going to head for Alaska or we're going to head down Route 66.
it's either gonna be. I kind of feel like heads Alaska, tails Colorado. Here we go.
No. So anyway, it's 10 o'clock. We've got about 4 hours of work to do because we took a 4-hour nap.
Okay, once you get in this KOA, it opens way up, and it's really, really nice. But we're gonna go ahead and film the exit so you can see how tight it is coming into it, just so that you're forewarned. Okay, here we go. back wheels doing? Okay. Sorry, I was worried about tail swing on my side. So you can see why we were a little bit leery coming up in here, because there's this blind hill coming up. You can't see what's coming. And the road is very narrow, and there are no sides to it. So those are culverts on both sides that are filled with leaves. So there is no place for you to go on the side of this road if you meet a rig head on. That being said, it is a short road, and if you're coming in like when you should be, oh Lord, here we go. Hopefully he will stay down there and let the big Brinkley come out. So just like he did, be really aware that there are big rigs coming out of here. Cool. I think we can clear him, Matt. Oh yeah, we can clear him next to him. He pulled way over to the right. Maybe we can clear him. He doesn't realize his tail is sticking out quite that much. And we're...
How am I looking down that side?
You're fine on my side, Matt. You got a couple inches. You could go to the right just a little bit if you need to. Did you clear him?
I did.
Oh, okay, cool.
What do you think?
I'd go right. Sorry, I just assumed we were going up to the Circle K that we passed coming in.
I didn't know where it was.
Oh, okay.
You know, I heard no...
I didn't hear road noise back in there. I didn't hear... I heard nothing other than rain, and it did rain all night long, so that may be why we didn't hear any road noise, but it was delightful.
I've been so many places, I've seen them all with open eyes. Seen islands, open spaces, Serengeti sun slowly rise.